Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game's worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Diablo 4. Over a decade since the previous installment, Diablo 4 is finally here with an open world and more new ideas. But does it live up to the series' legacy? Let's find out. Diablo 4 is the latest in the long-running ARPG franchise, the series that basically invented the genre and spawned many fantastic imitators. The core of the story here is identical to the previous games. Big Bag Demon, Lilith this time, is out to mess up the human world. Humans need to band together to stop it. The storytelling is much better than Diablo 3, though after the fantastic first 2.5 acts, it does kind of stumble a bit on its way to the finish line. But who cares about that, because we are here for the gameplay, and those familiar with Diablo 3 will feel at home here. Across its 5 unique characters, you'll be able to equip 6 skills, selectable from the now returned skill tree. Each of these skills also has 2 upgrades, with the second one being one of 2 options, allowing for customization. There's also a whole host of passives available ready to augment your build as well. Respecking is also very inexpensive, which allows for more experimentation. Additionally, each class has a special mechanic that changes how they play significantly. The Necromancer can assign different skeleton types to raise, the Barbarian equips 4 weapons at once, and can assign each set to individual skills, or the Mage enchants 2 of their spells for passive bonuses. The other big change is Diablo is open world now, because every game is. The world is split into 5 distinct zones that are semi-level gated, each filled to the brim with collectibles like Lilith statues, side quests, enemy fortresses to beat, and more. Doing stuff in a region will unlock region-specific bonuses, a lot of them being account-wide, meaning new characters get the benefits. The dungeons are the main draw here. Semi-randomized sections somewhat reminiscent of Diablo 3's rifts. Beating them for the first time will give you an account-wide aspect, which is basically a legendary item effect from D3, but now can be equipped to any magic or legendary piece of gear for a cost. You can also extract legendary effects from weapons to glue to other ones, again allowing for a lot of build control. The game also has an extensive end game, focusing on paragon points, doing bounties through a big tree, and empowering dungeons to make them harder, but this review is already too long, so just know it's extensive and very fun. I could definitely say more about Diablo 4, that's the basic. Essentially, it is an action RPG, but this time in a more open world setting, and its core should be familiar to fans of the genre. So what do I like about Diablo 4? Well, the gameplay here is fun, and the loop is incredibly addicting. With the open world being such a good fit for this type of game, I'm honestly surprised no one has tried it before. The world events in particular, I found to be a blast. Additionally, the amount of build diversity is staggering. In all my experimentation, I found that usually if you can dream of a fun combo, with some legwork you can probably make that combo work, at least up until the end game. And lastly, this game just looks incredible. It feels dumb to be complimenting Blizzard's art direction since they're the best in the business, but the aesthetic of going back to Diablo 2 was the right choice, paired with some really creative zones. When it comes to the bad, character progression, including the endgame, can feel stilted at times. While new abilities and their modifiers feel punchy, grinding for one passive node that gives like 3% more damage to one skill is a bit unsatisfying. Additionally, there are some outdated UI and quality of life stuff that's oddly missing, like gems taking inventory space, salvage drops being randomized, no stash search, not being able to warp to dungeons and endgame, and more. A lot of the stuff was in D3 and it just didn't show up here. And lastly, there's certainly a bit of seen that already here, where Blizzard might have played it too safe. A good example is the skill upgrade modifiers when compared to something like Last Epoch, which had insane skill modification and tried something really crazy. It feels like Blizzard maybe could have taken more risks. As you know, I rank games here on a 3-point scale. Must play, maybe consider, don't bother. And as someone who was very wary about Diablo 4, my fears were quickly put to rest after playing it, and then keeping on playing it all weekend. I really need to go outside. The open world works incredibly well with ARPG gameplay, the new systems are fresh but familiar, and the MMO-style multiplayer is exciting. What probably could have been a bit more bold in its character progression design choices, Diablo 4 is an addicting, engaging, and gorgeous RPG experience. Yeah, Blizzard pulled it off, now go play it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you played Diablo 4, it's Blizzard's best-selling game ever, so odds are you probably have. Let me know what your favorite build is in the comments, and regardless, go out there and give this game a look.